Hey everybody, welcome to Technically Unraveled. I am Kristen Fehrenbach, the Senior Director of Microsoft Go-to-Market. Thanks so much for joining us today. As always, we're going to have a jam-packed schedule, so make sure that you like, share, subscribe. We want you to always be coming back. It'll give you all those notifications so that way you don't ever miss out. Today, we're going to talk to Ryan Walsh about the Pax8 Marketplace. But first, we want to go through some important updates. So we have so many events that are coming up. I want to make sure that we are hitting on these. So first up, we've got the Microsoft Security Bootcamp. There's about 10 spots left. If you aren't excited enough already to go through all things Microsoft Security with Dom and Matt Lee, Rob Ray will be there. We just got the confirmation today, so please make sure that you are signing up. We want to see you there. I'll be there. Rob will be there. We're going to have a great time. Next, I just got the official dates for the Modern Workplace Bootcamp. It is going to be April 25th and 26th. That is going to be virtual. The registration's not quite live yet, but make sure that you check out pax8.com/events. We'll make sure that you get all of the information leading up to that. Now, Azure's a little scary. Dynamics is a little scary. They say it's really not, guys. But I want you to come and I want you to learn more with us. So we have an Azure demystification. We also have a Dynamics demystification now with Matt Batterby. I want to make sure that we're signing up for those. It's a great way to just dive in, test the water a little bit, make sure like, hey, you might only be selling Modern Workplace. You might be interested in learning a little bit about the other two. Come and join one of those. So you're going to sign up. Just come, learn more. I think they're great. Please give us some feedback. We're always updating content on those. Would love to see you there. Last but not least, this is a Microsoft Direct. Wait, I missed one. It was very important too. Guys, got to go back. Okay, Beyond, it's in June. You still have early bird pricing until the end of March. I don't know how I could have missed this. We've talked about Beyond so much. It was the whole last segment, guys. So Beyond, make sure you're getting registered. You don't want to miss the early bird pricing. Prices are just going to go up. Get signed up today. Rob Ray's going to be our host. So much content. You know, it's still up for debate a little bit here and there. We're still fine tuning. So please make sure you're letting us know what you want to see at Beyond. Okay, now last, there is a Microsoft Direct training course. It is called Microsoft Secure. It's March 28th. It's virtual. So if you're interested in joining that, please do. We always like to socialize all of those events. Security, you got to turn on MFA. You know all those things, but come learn more about security, please. Okay. Now that we moved on from events, few last updates. We talked a lot about the co-op claiming deadline. That is come and gone, which means that you can now go in and you can start claiming this current half. So you have time, but it's always a best practice to claim as we go through. So that way at the end of the half, you're not just having to get in there and do everything at one time. So please make sure that you go in, check out, see if you have any co-op funding to be claiming. That way you can build a great plan to just reinvest that money into your business. Now, if you have any questions on that, I know it gets a little bit tricky with some co-op. Please make sure that you reach out to your account team. They are absolutely here to support. Next is going to be the Azure migration funding. This is available globally. If you've got a project in Azure and you think it might qualify, have some questions, reach out to your account teams. We've got it in the Americas, we've got it in EMEA, we've got it in APAC. Please make sure that you are reaching out because this funding will not last long. Lastly, it has been a wild couple weeks. We had Rob Ray, Breaking LinkedIn. We had Bam Boom Cloud come in to be part of Pax8. This week, we have Ryan Walsh. But before I bring him on, we have a quick video. Let's check it out. what an intro. I don't know if you were expecting 30 plus seconds of you dancing, but welcome on, Ryan.
Thanks so much, Kristen. This is the second time that video has been shown when I didn't know it was going to be shown. So,
I mean, I feel like now we might already know you and like your personality, but tell us who you are and what you do here at Pax8.
yeah, my name's Ryan Walsh, and I'm a co-founder, and I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Pax8. And I've got a weird fact inspired by that video because
Yes, you
at
know we
Pax8,
like the weird facts.
this is our tradition. I don't think I've used this before, and I like to keep it fresh, so I don't think anybody's heard this. My wife and I actually won a dance contest, and that prize was going to a trip to Puerto Vallarta. Now,
No,
some
you did not.
caveats.
Was it these
Yes,
dance moves?
no, but this is why I got to qualify that. Because, first of all, those dance takes were just me goofing around in between takes, and so I didn't know that they were running the film. Second of all, is what we won was a dance marathon. So that doesn't mean you have to be good at dancing. It just means you have to do it for a long time. And that's what we won.
A
We
dance
outlasted everybody.
marathon. How
Yeah.
long?
We lasted 24 hours. Yeah. So that's
Everybody
my
on
weird
the
fact.
back end right now, I like Rob, 24 hours of dancing. We've got to have a dance off on Pax8 Live. I think that's what we need to get going here.
My move, though, you can tell is you got to bite your lip. You know, that really
That-
helps you go a little bit longer than most
That
people.
helps. Okay. As long this is the best way to start the show. I think that we always need to do this. So 24-hour dance competition won, and you want a trip. Okay. I have never heard that.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Well, you know, I don't even know how do you transition from like amazing news like winning a dance competition into Pax8 Marketplace, but I am so glad that you agreed to be here this week because I think we're doing some really, really cool stuff with Pax8 Marketplace. And I mean, you, Scott Chasen, all of you guys are really driving what's next and what does a Pax8 Marketplace actually really mean?
Yeah, no, it's a great thing that I want to talk about both now and next. And I think to set the stage, going with my dance theme, the way I would like to set the stage for everybody is the way we think about it is really starting with what we see customers of our partners want. And we can't lose sight of that because sometimes you can get lost in a marketplace selling point products. And that's not how we think about it. And so it's important to put that distinction out there because we did some studies with Channelnomics, and they interviewed 400 SMB leaders. And what they said they wanted for digital transformation, the real motivation behind it was to be more competitive and help employees be productive. So with that, when we think about that in our marketplace for partners, we really want to help partners, one, add speed to value, and two, just ease of business. It just flows through everything that we're doing now. And so when we think about our marketplace, one thing that's under the hood, that's in the engine that everyone should count on, we're going to talk more and more about this, it's in there now and it will continue to grow, is in the engine is automation, data analytics, and machine learning. We're going to continue to invest in that, allow partners to take advantage of that. And now more than ever, what's relevant about that is when you look at announcements like ChatGPT, you really have to stay on top of the technology, and you know it's going to serve an outcome. That outcome of ease of business, helping you make decisions better. But it really is like expect us to take advantage of these new technologies when we think about marketplaces.
Absolutely, because I mean, I think you really hit on those things when you talk about automation, data analytics, and machine learning. You said that rolls directly into ChatGPT, and it's crazy how fast it's grown. And I know that we've got a graphic for it because this was mind blowing to me. See how quick this has taken off. So just to talk you through this graphic, I mean, this is days to reach this 1 million subscribers, right? So Netflix, all of these, I don't even see like, I think that there's like a tiny little bar for ChatGPT. It's 5 days. 5 days
Yeah,
to reach
that's
that
crazy.
many users. Like, You think about Netflix now, and I mean, who doesn't have a Netflix account? But to see the timeline of how long it took them to reach that milestone, and it was 5 days. Like, what does that say about the changing world and technology right now?
Yeah, and you also, like, I would expect our partners to count on the fact that we're looking at technology like that, because the way we think about it relative to our marketplace is, customers and partners go through a cloud buying journey. And if you're thinking about and obsessed about how to make that really easy and faster, you need to look at new technology to help you accomplish that. And Chat GPT, with the examples we've seen out there, is doing just that. Whether it's writing something or helping you make a decision faster, that's what the technology is doing, and we're constantly looking at ways to take advantage of that to make it easy to take advantage and grow your business.
I think it's just so cool because, I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got some students going in and they're like, okay, I don't want to write this English paper. Let me go in, and teachers are having to figure out what to do from there. You've got people at different companies going in and saying, I don't want to build this PowerPoint, but I need a PowerPoint on this. Let me type it in. And what's funny is I was talking to Dom Kirby from the game, and we were going back and forth, and their whole show is based around cybersecurity. And he wanted a cybersecurity wrap built like Eminem, and it spit it out. Like, he posted it on LinkedIn. It was great. And I was like, the amount of just different things that come out of it, there's so many different things. How do people take advantage of this?
Yeah, I know, I don't know, some people can write quickly. I really think about what I want to write, but it takes an immense amount of time. And so, like, to craft that email, to get it right and capture what you want to say, having something like that, we've used it around here. Yeah, it's
Yep.
like, say it like this, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty much better than I could do in an hour's worth of work.
Yeah. And I mean, even if it gives you a starting point to be able to say, hey, you know what? Here's at least the bare bones, and I can go in and then adjust it, make it mine, actually make it sound like me. That line
Yeah,
hits a little harsh. How do I, maneuver? I think that we're going to see more and more in this field as we continue to move forward.
totally. Absolutely. And we were thinking about that. We got a whole P&E team, and our CTO, Scott Chasen, constantly looking at how do you take advantage of the technology to make this journey better for partners and customers. We're going to continue to look at that.
Being here with Britton in the chat is asking if we can get a mashup of the Ryan dance with Dom's rap. I think we're gonna have to put a pin in that. That'd be a good one. A cybersecurity dance with you. I think that's great. That could be a good time.
I love it.
So, okay, we've got new roles at Pax8, right? So we've got your chief strategy officer. I just saw Klaus post his new role as, I think it's chief science officer.
Yeah.
But we're continuing to innovate here, and these sound really neat. Like, what do these new roles mean for us here at Pax8?
Yeah, this is a great question. And it also shows that Pax8's constantly evolving what we do and how we do it. I mean, Klaus and I were there in the basement when there was just 4 of us, and so we do have the context to take advantage of new needs. But when you think about both roles, it's really about thinking about the future. And for me, I left the interim COO role where I was focused on operations, and in a sense, the chief strategy role is really to talk about things that Pax8's going to do next. And a big part of that is flowing through the marketplace. But in some sense, this future is also going back in time, because when we started Pax8, I was talking about what Pax8 was out in the community, out at the industry events. And so a lot of people would have seen me out there. In this new role, you're going to see me out there more than I've been in the last couple of years. And I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
We love it when we see you at events.
Yeah, talking to partners and talking to vendors and talking about what we're doing next is something I'm going to be focusing on with this new role, because the marketplace is center that. And for Klaus, what's really cool about this for Klaus is anybody who's met Klaus knows that he operates like a scientist, and he always has. And so now what he's going to be focusing on is how do you take advantage of some of these advanced AI tools and build him into our platform. So he's got more focus, and that's what we're both really all about with these new roles. And it's going to be fun, because we're both going to want to talk about what we're what we're working on.
Oh, that is awesome. And I mean, I know we're still working to perfect and mold everything. So say, net marketplace. What does that mean? Because I mean, a marketplace is a marketplace, right? What are we doing that's different?
Yeah, this is something that's really exciting about how we think about it. And I started this with one way we didn't think about it from the very beginning, and this is just as an example of what the future will entail for us. One is that many marketplaces in first gen were about point products. Just show up and buy something, almost like buying watches. We've got a new one. Do you want to buy one? For us, it's never been about that because it's been about what customers want, which is they want business solutions from our partners. And so we have always been focusing on that. You talked about this, which is why it's really important to me and relevant to me when you talk about all the enablement, the educational things that we're doing with boot camps and learn about security or modern work or Azure or Dynamics. All of that is about enablement. And that's how we believe that the marketplace should support, how are you going to sell a solution to your customers? It's around a solution orientation, which isn't a point product thing. And so we're going to continue to bring enablement no matter what we do as we add more and more vendor products to the line card. And this is an area that I've been living in for the last 11 years. Every vendor that's added to the line card, I signed or I interacted with.
Sure.
So they feel like children to me or, just part of the family. And I've always viewed that. But now when we think about the future, this is where it gets really exciting about our strategy because we're not just staying still. What our marketplace vision is about taking advantage of what we've learned is what we've been all about is we only think about what it means to be a marketplace. So we want to take advantage of that focus and be a marketplace of marketplaces. Something that you might be hearing out there is marketplaces are being referenced in light of an ecosystem. That was a buzzword years ago. We've never viewed it that way. What we view it as, there's multiple business that can be had in a marketplace, but it doesn't exist in a silo. It is not a point product purchase journey. It involves constituents like partners who are the hero in our ecosystem, their customers, vendors, and the tools that the partners use to pull all this together. So our focal point in the future is going to be a marketplace of marketplaces to really allow us to take advantage of what we do well. And a big part of that is pulling all those constituents together. I know it's a tagline, but it means something to us, which is where business goes big. Well, what business are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Well, everybody I just talked about. Partners, their customers, the vendors, the tools that they use, everybody gets to go big, but you've got to pull it together, which one part of this, which we will continue to focus on, is that API layer. And so you're going to hear us talk more and more about how we take advantage of the connections and the integrations in the ecosystem so it feels like one pane of glass, not multiple portals that don't talk to each other. I mean, it seems like everybody's got a marketplace. But when you think about it and you're interacting with Pax8 about this, you should count on the fact that we're trying to string all that together. That's our next.
That's so
our
exciting,
beyond.
though.
Yeah.
And how, just how it enables partners and it makes it easy. Because I think that when you have to go outside and you have to say, okay, well, I got to go here for this and I got to go here for this. And I think you said it best, is we've learned a lot in the past 8 years. And using those learnings to be able to say, hey, you know what? I think that these are the things that make most sense, and let's really utilize your time in one centralized location. I think that that's going to be huge for partners.
Yeah, and you mentioned something earlier, Kristen, I want to call attention to it. So when you say, well, sometimes when we talk about the tech vision and AI and do you use Chat GPT or whatever inside the engine, you might get lost and say, well, what does that really mean to me? I'm a partner running my business. I'm trying to thrive in this current landscape. What does it mean to me? Well, an example of how we would view that is today, more than ever, we are encouraging partners to grow their technology stack. And a great example of that is Dynamics. You mentioned it earlier. Like maybe some shy away from that because they don't know about Dynamics. They're not in the finance industry. They may not know how to turn it on, configure it, set it up on behalf of their customers. Well, now we've got Bam Boom, and this is what they've focused on. And they bring to Pax8 in the market a partner-to-partner service. So now what was something that you couldn't do, you can do with us, and you can add dynamics onto your line card. And what's so important about that, and I've viewed this forever when you think about the tech stack and growing it, what's relevant about that is you need to think about that. I've talked to some partners who are like, wow, our day job is full, and
Sure.
just staying in front of this is really hard to do. This is a great example of how our enablement can help you take advantage of it, because if you don't, you could get bypassed by somebody else who will. So when you grow your tech
Innovation
stack,
can be painful.
Yes. And you might be too busy to think about it, but we're trying to make that easy with our marketplace vision and with our enablement services, and Bam Boom represents a great example of that.
I am so excited to have Bam Boom on. I know that, that same week, Matt Batterby and we came on, we talked a little bit about it. And I mean, that's ever changing right now. So, I mean, through that P2P motion, which is partner to partner, it cuts down that time where our partners don't have to spend that 12 to 18 months to really skill up in Dynamics, because, man, there's a lot. There's so much to unpack with Dynamics that, come to this demystification, learn what that P2P model looks like, and then let us as Pax8 help you just connect out to a partner that already does this great.
Yeah, this
Easy,
is great
right?
advice. It's great advice, Kristen, and I think it's a part of the future. The other thing that it does when you think about this vision for our marketplace and this context is this could allow partners to get into new verticals. So if you're in new verticals,
like
you could
that.
actually acquire new customers. And this is something we want you to count on that we can help you do within our marketplace strategy and our vision, is how can you take advantage of that, all these things to go together. The tech, which
Sure.
is high tech with the high touch. It's exciting times.
Yep. So I'm going to tell the chat, if you guys have any questions, please make sure that you're putting them in there. We will make sure that we're keeping up with them as it goes. So if you have questions about the Pax8 Marketplace or just questions for Ryan, please put those in there. But, I will say, just to close out this one session, that I think it's so neat that we're continuing to push that growth, because I know that the big tagline at Microsoft right now is do more with less. And what does that really mean? I think it's a little bit different for SMB than it is for enterprise. And I think for SMB, it's so important to say, you know what, while we might be doing more with less right now, how are we expanding into those other verticals and those other solutions? So if you're only selling Modern Workplace, how are we getting into the Azure space? And I think this Pax8 Marketplace, I think this is the future of it, Ryan.
Absolutely. And something that I'm just going to throw out, it is, I know we're talking about it a lot, but when we think about the marketplace next and beyond, it does and will flow through our event. So when we think about, how do you take advantage of what we're going to do, I want you to know that event is we're going to do some reveals in terms of things that we're bringing to market. You're going to hear about it, but then you get to see at that event. So it's something I just want to put out there. If you're not planning on going, you got to go. You got to go.
You got to go. Well, okay, so Dark Web Monthly, they're asking, tell us more about Beyond and why I should go. So, I mean, from your perspective, what are partners going to get out of Beyond?
Yeah, I will tell you from my perspective, because in the beginning and now with this role, and throughout Pax8, I go to events to really educate. It's about education. Sometimes you'll see a commercial, that's true, but I think the best events are the ones that are focused on education, current trends, how can you take advantage of things that, a Pax8, vendors, as well as other partners are learning about how to grow your business. And that's what is so exciting about Beyond, is check out the agenda. Look at what we're going to talk about. The other thing that's cool about right now, there's an early bird special, yeah, but this is also a time for you to look at that agenda and say, hey, if you're interested in something, we want that feedback. This is our inaugural event. We go to a ton of events and we learn about and we listen to partners talk about what sessions they like, what they don't. And just for all of you to know, I attend sessions, and I have been for 11 years, with Pax8, just to really understand what the topics of discussion are, and what are partners asking? What's top of mind? And I think if you go, you can hear that and take advantage of it. And ultimately, it's all about, whether it's getting a best practice or avoiding a pothole. I find those sessions that say, here are 10 things to do. Yeah, I like that. Here are 10 things not to do. I can't tell you how many potholes I've stepped in over my lifetime. And by the way, just to share with you where I've come from is I started my career as a partner, as a system integrator. And so we use technology to solve business problems. And then through that career, I joined a born-in-the-cloud vendor called MX Logic, which was a John Street company before Pax8. So I feel like the journey kind of comes together here, and that's why I don't take these events as just it's a marketing thing. Come and get a, swag or
your swag
whatever.
bag.
Your swag bag. No, I mean, there's going to be cool swag, but you should come to really, this should help you with your business. It should save you time and money. And if you're not getting that benefit, then we haven't done a good job with the event and the agenda.
Awesome. I know.
How would you answer the
You're
question, Kristen? Yes, I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We're both going to be there. You know what? I was looking through all of the different sessions, and I think there's some that are just really going to hit home and make partners say, hey, you know what? Marketing. Ugh. Like, what can I take out of this session? Oh, I think my shirt's doing a weird little, we're changing. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this red today, guys. So I look at the agenda and I'm like, okay, so partners are going to be learning about it's still changing. I don't know what's going on today, guys. Rob, are you changing my shirt?
No, it's just a new AI technology that adjusts the color of your actual clothing in real time.
Okay, excellent. Good. So I think, partners learning more about like what is really hitting home in marketing. They're learning about tech for social impact. They're learning about cybersecurity. And as Microsoft continues to put more information out, it's all based around security. There's going to be so many great security sessions. That's what I'm really excited about. Peyton Manning's also going to be there. I know I keep saying like Rob Ray because I'm really excited about him, but Peyton Manning's going to be there too. Like, that's really cool.
I love it. Hey, I would add on to that, Kristen.
Yeah.
One thing that I think, whether you're thinking about it now as a partner or we're definitely going to talk about it at the event, and please come up to us and talk to us about it, is one thing that we talked about before in the beginning, which is we're always going to focus on data analytics. But if you tangibly think about this, like what does it mean if you're a partner and you're trying to grow your own business? The thing that we do care about, and you're going to hear us talk more and more about it, is we've changed how we interact with our partners and really trying to focus on how and what is important to our partners to help guide this journey on what solution they should have. And so it really is going to center around the value driver that the partner wants, whether it's grow your business, whether it's gain efficiencies or reduce risk. And then we'll have a solution conversation around that. One thing that is going to come up, though, is help us understand more about what your business is focused on. The more that you can tell us what you want, will help us guide that journey with you, and then not give you things that you don't want.
We love the feedback. We listen to it all.
Yes.
I like it. Okay.
So that's going to be a conversation we're going to have.
Okay. No, I think it's just incredible, one, that, I have you sitting here saying, we want the feedback. I got Rob Ray saying, you've got to let us know what you want to see. I think it's just a resounding message from everyone that it's the partner first mentality of saying, tell us what you need to be successful and let us help you get there. So, I want to make sure that, we talk a lot about this marketplace, right? But is it customizable? Is it, is it all the same for everybody as they go into it? Like what is that experience for the partner?
Yeah, from the very beginning, we wanted the marketplace to be owned by the partner. They own the last mile, so this is not one size fits all. It really can be curated and set up and configured to meet the needs of any particular partner. It's your marketplace. So if you have a tech stack, you can eliminate those choices of solutions that you've decided you're not going to offer to it. This is a part of the configuration that you have and will continue to be a part of how you interact with that marketplace. It's brandable by our partners. so that they can put in there what they want and what they don't. I think the future is also selling and adding their own services attached to that. That's going to be a part of the future, but the configuration there is just going to continue to be enhanced. It will be to honor and support what a partner wants to do with their business.
I think that is so cool. So we talk a lot about expanding into different solutions, right? Now, is our professional services team, I know we talk a lot about Dom Kirby and how he runs that team. Is that going to be integrated within the marketplace? Like, can partners lean on that team?
Absolutely. Now, this is a big part of enablement, and we can't talk about that enough, I think, because in a lot of cases, a partner might be figuring out, well, should I hire somebody to do this? Should I dedicate the training to bring somebody up to speed? Dom Kirby and team are out there with pro services to help ride shotgun and, take advantage of what they know is you might be exposed to a new technology or new service that you might ultimately want to take on. But they allow you to get going faster. You can decide for yourself, you can size it, and then ultimately you can hire for that and take that on and make that money for yourself. But if you don't want to, you have pro services from Pax8 to help you get off the ground and grow your business. And we're going to continue to do that with the services that we have.
I think that is just so cool because it's saying, hey, you know what, either come learn with us and like, let us help you push into this new project, new solution, whatever it is. So I'm all about the enablement. And I mean, that was a big reason why I came to Pax8 because I came from Microsoft. I was able to see just the amazing work that, goes into the education portion. And I think it's super cool because obviously I'm Team Microsoft over here. I get really excited, but I think in this marketplace, it's going to allow for the complementary vendors. And you know what? I think that there's a big spot for that. Obviously we talked about Bamboom, but I think that there's others as well that the stacks are going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that, for example, Nerdio's out there with their annual events. That's a virtual desktop technology that works with Azure. You also have migration technologies like BitTitan and Skykick. You want to back up the email box, you can utilize Dropsuite. There's a ton of complementary solutions that go along with and can be added to the Microsoft stack. So that's something that you want to look into for sure. And by the way, I need to apologize.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I get excited, sometimes I move around a lot. I'm finding today that I'm bouncing in this chair a lot. And if I've made anybody busy or dizzy, please,
I sit over here
I
and I turn and I get excited too. And then my hand motions, I try to stay in this box and my elbows are tied here. So I'm like, guys, I'm so excited. So you are not making me sick anyway. So I hope we're doing well. Look, I mean, I know we're running a little bit long on time, but I think that this is just such an interesting topic, but I want to make sure that we hit on this one. And it's what can partners do now to activate?
Yeah, right now, absolutely three things. The thing you can do right now is you can explore and discover adding to your stack. We talked about a few examples of that. You can do that today. You can do that in the marketplace today. 2, have a conversation with your channel account manager about the focus of your business. They can use that to guide and direct you into solutions that you want. You can do that today. And the more that we interact and understand that, we can apply data analytics, automation, machine learning to really help optimize how you want to grow your business. And then the third thing is sign up for Beyond. You got to go. You got to go. Let's dance together.
You got to go. I like it.
I mean, you got to be a better dancer than me.
Hey, but you can dance for 24 hours and that says something.
That's right.
Ryan, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks so much, Kristen. It was great to be on.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Technically Unraveled. Please make sure that you like, share, subscribe. We will see you this next week. As always, we are always here on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Make sure you catch the game because Dom Kirby will be on Technically Unraveled this next week. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.